I think that's it for ways to get to the enter bills screen. But you can see why some people get confused, especially when I'm teaching class. Sometimes I go a different way every time. Like I'll go this way the first time I'm talking about it, and then I might come up here and click this button, and then 10 minutes later I'm talking about it again, I might come up to the vendors menu. So it's just a personal preference kind of thing. Whatever fits into your workflow. Doesn't really matter how you get there, as long as you eventually do get to where you want to go. The other big thing about so don't be afraid to check out all of these menus across the top, across the main menu. We've got the File, Edit, View, Lists, Accountant. This is because I'm using the QuickBooks Premier Accountant Edition. If you're just using QuickBooks Pro or QuickBooks Premier, some other edition of QuickBooks Premier, you're probably not going to have this accountant menu, so don't worry about that. The company, customers, vendors, employees, banking, reports, online services, window, and help. I think you should pretty much have all of those. So don't be afraid to come up here looking for if you're looking to do some type of entry and you can't quite figure out where you're supposed to go. Check out these menus, because these icons on the home screen are only the most commonly used tasks that QuickBooks has decided should be on here. There's not an icon here for every procedure, so for some things you're going to have to go to the main menu. And again, you can customize this icon bar, which we'll go into in another episode, so you can completely change which icons show up on the icon bar. So the other big thing I wanted to point out in this episode is, say I'm going to go into the Enter Bills screen and I'm going to pull up Cal Telephone. I'm just going to type the name. Now a lot of people then take their mouse and come over here to the date, and then they have to somehow manually delete out the date and type the one that they want. And that's okay, but it's just kind of slow and clunky, and I've always thought the best way to move around from field to field is use the tab key on your keyboard. So okay, let me start all over again. I'm going to pull up the name Cal Telephone, and I'm going to hit my tab key. It's going to move me right to the next data entry field. So now if I need to type a new date, say 12/15 2011, in this sample company the dates are kind of messed up. They're in the future. Now I'm going to hit my tab key again. It's going to bring me here. Reference number 1234. And the nice thing about it, when you hit the tab key and it does move to the next field, it automatically highlights the entire text of what's in the field already. So you don't have to go through the separate step of highlighting it or deleting it or backspacing it. You can just either hit your delete key and it automatically gets rid of everything. So you can type in your amount, or you can then selectively change. If I just wanted to go into the middle here and change this to 15, I could do that too. I'm going to come back up here to the and Shift tab, by the way, will take you backwards, so I can hit the tab key to move forward. Shift tab, which is hitting the tab key while you have the Shift key pressed down, will bring you backwards. So as you can see right now, I'm on the number $125. If I hit the plus sign on my keyboard, it's going to bring up a little adding machine tape where I can then do some math equations in here. So say I got to do $125 plus $56.72. Now I'm going to hit the enter key, and it's going to do the math for me and put the new total in there. So that's another quick little shortcut that I'm going to use from time to time, and I want you guys to know what it is that I'm doing and how I get there. It's anytime you're on a number field with like currency in it, you can hit plus or minus or divided by. So I'm going to do times now, and it brings up the adding machine tape. I'm going to do times 1.0625. So that's going to, as if I was adding sales tax to something. For here in Massachusetts anyway, our tax rate is 6.25%. Hit enter. It's going to give me my new total. You don't have to go to a separate adding machine on your desk or Some people open up Excel and do their math in there. You can do it right inside QuickBooks. And the last big piece of information I want to give you is if you're on a date field, you need to go up or down a day or two, you can hit the plus and minus keys on your keyboard. You can see right now it's on January 15th, 2012. I'm going to hit the minus key on my keyboard. It's going to go back to the 14th, 13th. You can cycle through the days pretty quickly this way. And I'm going to hit my plus key to move forward. So that's a lot faster than opening up this calendar, choosing a day and selecting it, or erasing what's in there and retyping the whole thing. You can also, when you're in a date field, you can hit the letter T on your keyboard, and it's going to automatically switch it to today's date. And now in this sample company, as I said before, it thinks today's date is December 15th, 2012, so don't worry about that. But that's, as you can see, I'm hitting the tab key here to move through all the different fields. So I'm going to close this bill screen, and I'm not going to save it. Now, I already said that I was going to give you, that was the last piece of information I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you one more. You'll notice on this home screen, a lot of people get disoriented because it's kind of busy. There's a lot of icons on it. There's all these arrows, but if you take a second and look at it, you'll see there's some organization to it, because this whole top section right here is all vendor activities, all purchase orders, entering bills, receiving inventory, paying bills. That all has to do with vendors. And this whole section right here is everything having to do with customers. And then down here is employees. And obviously this is banking, and then this is general company type stuff. So that's it's organized fairly, in a logical manner. And it's kind of like a flow chart. It's a process driven thing where, okay, first you enter bills, and then the next thing you do is pay the bills. Here you might create an estimate to a customer, and then from that estimate you can create an invoice, and then you receive payments from the customer, and then you deposit the money in the bank. So it kind of leads you through the logical steps that you would take as you're recording these transactions. And now if you don't realize that, it does look like a big cluttered mess of icons and arrows and things all over the place, but there actually is a method to the madness. So so those are just some very basic tips or things that I'm going to be using in the future that if you know them up front, you'll understand a lot better what I'm doing later on. So our time is just about up for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. I know this isn't like a normal lesson. Usually we'll dive right into one particular topic, such as entering bills, and we'll spend the whole 10 or 15 minutes talking about that. But again, like I said earlier, if you have any specific questions you need help with, visit the website www.fullcontactaccounting.com. Click the link to submit a question. Or if you have more of a general type question, there's a contact page on there that'll send me an email. And I'd also appreciate it if you went to the website and left some comments, or left a review on iTunes. That would be great. But for today, that's it. Again, this is Mike Debia for Full Contact Accounting, and I'll see you next week.